guys, it's Sarah, and today we're going to start another reading vlog. I have had this idea for a little bit. I wanted to do another reading vlog, and I do them themed, so I try to have a group of 3 books that have kind of the same theme or the same reason that I'm reading them, and I wanted to do another one that was related to my job. I am a bookseller at Barnes & Noble, and I did a previous vlog where I read books that my customers were looking for. If I had them on my TBR and they were looking for them in the store, I would read those books. And I would just read the first 3 that popped up. So I did that video already. I will leave that link down below if you haven't seen that one. And I got a lot of requests to do a second one. That's not what this is going to be right now. I do plan to do a second one of those. But today I want to do something a little bit different, but still related to work. So we are going to walk around the store and find books that have these shelf talkers on them. A shelf talker is if you're in a Barnes & Noble store and there is a little sign, a handwritten sign underneath a book, which is basically a recommendation from the booksellers. That's what a shelf talker is. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of walk around, see what shelf talkers are there currently because they change consistently. And the ones that I have on my shelf, pick 3 of those and read them. So that's what we're going to do. First, I do need to go to work and figure out some books because I don't 100% know everything that has a shelf talker right now. So I'm going to kind of walk around, see what I have, see what kind of sparks my interest based on my mood right now, and we will read those. So let's go see what the first one is going to be. Okay, so we are starting with Red, White, and Royal Blue. I actually just started it a couple hours ago. I was shoveling snow outside and put this in and got started on it while I was shoveling our driveway. And I laughed out loud twice while shoveling. So I already have a couple tabs in here, but the audio is fantastic. The narrator is really great so far. And I just have a feeling this is going to be a lot of fun, but you know, I barely got started, but I really like it so far. So I will let you know my thoughts when I'm like maybe halfway through, but so far it's going really well. Hey guys. Okay. I am a little bit more than halfway through now and I'm obsessed. Just a little bit, if you can tell by all the tabs. I am so thoroughly enjoying this book. I'm actually kind of shocked that I love it so much. I love these characters and the way that they're written, and their chemistry is fantastic. Like I can feel their chemistry together, and it's funny. It's really, really funny. I have like just been laughing out loud quite a bit listening to this book. The audio is fantastic, and all I want to do is listen to it. I don't want to do anything else. So I'm getting through it pretty quickly. I do plan to finish it up here in the next couple of days. I'm having to force myself to do other things that I need to do in my life other than just sit around and listen to this. I'm thoroughly, thoroughly enjoying my experience listening to this one right now. Hey guys, I'm done. I finished this earlier this morning and I loved it. I loved it. It actually took me by surprise how much I loved this book. It's 100% 5 stars. The humor is just so on point for me. I loved the chemistry between Alex and Henry. I love them as a couple. And like, you could just feel the tension between them. You really, really could. And you could feel the love between them. And it was fantastic. And I love that, Alex was very headstrong and impulsive, and that really ended up working well for them. So I'm really happy about that. He was like, no, like, we're not doing this. I loved Alex so much. Towards the end, it got real heavy on the politics, like, elections and stuff. And I was like, okay. But I loved the humor. I loved their relationship. And I liked the way that everything unfolded and came out and worked out and all that. So 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. I'm kind of shocked how much I loved it. Definitely plan to watch the movie. I'm going to wait a couple weeks and just kind of let this settle a little bit and then watch the movie, because I know the movies, they're not going to be able to have absolutely everything from here in the movie, and I don't want to watch it too close together. So I'm going to let it simmer a little bit, and then I will watch the movie for sure in the next couple weeks here. But 5 stars. Casey McQuiston is now an author I would like to read to zero. I have read one book by them. I read One Last Stop. I think that's what it was called. And that one was just okay for me. It was a 3-star. I still liked it. I just didn't love it. This one I loved. I do have another one by them called I Kissed Shara Wheeler. I have that on my NetGalley list, so I could read that one for sure. And then they have another one coming out in August now, a new release coming out in August that I'm very interested in. So I'm going to definitely be putting that on my most anticipated. So I plan to read their books to zero, and I can definitely do that this year because there's only 2 now, including the new release. So all in on this author. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Very excited. Very happy that I read this one. All right, so we are going to walk around the store, pick another one, see what I have, see what I'm in the mood for, see what sounds good, and we will read the next one. All right, so number 2 is going to be Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I'm actually really excited about this one. I have been told personally that I would really enjoy this. I have read Marissa Meyer before. I loved her Lunar Chronicles series. And then I did read the first book in the Renegade series, which I did enjoy. Not sure if I'll continue with that one or not. If I do, it'll be another time. I don't own those books anymore. But this one I held on to because I had personally heard that this is something that I would really, really like. And I know that I like her writing already. And it's an Alice in Wonderland retelling. And it's, well, not retelling, but it's the Queen of Hearts, like her origin story, I think, from what I'm understanding. So I'm definitely into that. It's a standalone, so it's the only one. I am going to listen to this one. And I'm listening to it because sit-down reading time for me is limited right now. So audiobooks have really been helping me, keeping me going with reading. And Rebecca Soler is the narrator, and I really enjoy her narration. So I've heard her before. So I think that this will be good read by her. So I'm going to go ahead and get started right now. So I'll let you know my thoughts as I get a little bit into it. Hey guys. Okay. I am a little bit more than halfway through. I'm about 55% according to my audiobook. And I'm really enjoying this. I really am. It's very, I was about to say magical. Of course it is. It's Alice in Wonderland. But it's such a different side to it because we are following Catherine, who is the future Queen of Hearts. And it's really her backstory and how all she wants to do is be a baker and open a bakery. She loves to bake. This book is making me hungry. I will say that. And someone that she falls in love with who is not the King of Hearts. It's really good. And Cheshire Cat is in here. And the caterpillar? Yeah, the caterpillar's in here. And there was a whole scene with the croquet and the flamingos and hedgehogs and everything. So yeah, it's very much giving me kind of that nostalgia for Alice in Wonderland. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's really good. So very entertaining, and I'm very interested in what's going on. Jabberwocky is in here as well. That's kind of the main threat going on. And yeah, so I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to keep on listening. I'm hoping to actually finish it maybe later today. I hope. We'll see. If not tomorrow. So I will update you and let you know my thoughts. But the audiobook is fantastic. Rebecca Soler is really a good audiobook narrator, and she's using different voices for the different characters. Of course, like, there's an aspect of the Mad Hatter in here and the White Rabbit and all that stuff too. And they have different voices, which is fun. So yeah, but I'm really enjoying it. Okay, I finished Heartless. I ended up finishing it last night, and I really liked this a lot. I'm giving it 4 stars. It didn't feel like a 5-star book when I finished it, but it was really, really entertaining and a really cool take on the Queen of Hearts as an origin story and what happened to her and how she became as heartless as she is. I really, really liked it. I really liked the characters and just the way the story unfolded. And it definitely gave me nostalgia for Alice in Wonderland because it had so many, of the original characters in here. And it even alluded to Alice at one point, which was cool. And yeah, it was really, really entertaining. I really liked it a lot. This is definitely one that I would hold on to. So I'm really happy that I read it. And I'm going to hang on to it because I think this is a really cool adaptation. So yeah, but it was really good. Okay, now it's time to pick another one. All right, guys, so our last one is going to be a Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This was gifted to me from Lindsay for one of our book exchanges. I was super excited about it. Grady Hendrix is an author that I would like to read to zero. I have loved the 2 books I've read from him so far, so I'm really excited to get to this one and see what I think. I have heard mixed things about this one, so I'm going to go into it not really knowing what to expect. I have heard that people who really love him didn't quite love this book. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel. But I'm definitely excited to get into it. It is literally following a final girls support group. And then some of the final girls start getting killed off. So what's happening with that? So, yeah. All right, I'm going to get started. I'm going to listen to it on audio. I do have the audiobook checked out for my library, so we'll see how that goes. And I will let you know my thoughts when I'm maybe about at the halfway point. Hey guys, okay, I am just about a little bit more than halfway through Final Girl Support Group. It's going quickly. I've read this much in only just a couple days. I have difficult feelings about it though. I'm enjoying the storyline. The story is good. And we're getting to a part now where we're kind of starting to figure some things out. But at the same time, I'm not enjoying the narration. I'll say that. I don't think the narrator for this one is very good. Just some of the voices that she's using, they're just kind of like, they sound a little cheesy for me. So I'm not really enjoying the narration. That's not affecting the way I feel about the book, but it's definitely affecting my experience, I'll say. But I feel like there's a lot of scenes in here that were just kind of there for shock value, and I didn't enjoy them. There can be shock value that are good and that make an impact. And then there can be shock value that's just like, why is this here? Why is this a thing? And that's kind of what I am feeling right now with some of these scenes in here. And the characters are, I don't know. It's hard to criticize the characters because they went through something traumatic and they're still going through something traumatic, and everybody responds to trauma differently, right? But it's hard for me to be like, okay, I get it. Okay, I understand why you're doing that. Okay, I understand why you're reacting that way. And then there's some things that seem a little contradicting, like, well, you responded to this similar situation differently and now you're doing it this way. Like, okay, that's interesting. So I don't know. I have very middle of the road feelings for it right now, but I still have a little bit to go. So we'll see how this whole thing wraps up. if I were to rate it right now, I would give it a 3-star because I am enjoying the storyline. I think the storyline is really good, and I like the way that it's unfolding, and the pacing I think is good. I'm just struggling with the characters and some things that are in there that just don't seem necessary, and I think could have made the book a little bit better for me if they weren't in there. So I'm going to say that. So it's very interesting. But I'm going to finish it up here in the next day or two, and I will let you know my thoughts when I'm done. Hey guys. Okay. I just finished The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. And my feelings pretty much stayed the same for the rest of the book. I landed on a 3, so kind of right in the middle. And I think my expectations were just higher than what this ended up being for me. But all the same things, I really liked the storyline. I really liked the pacing and the way that it unfolded. That was all really good. I just didn't feel connected to the characters at all. And it's because they felt inconsistent to me, that I couldn't ever follow their line of thought, and it kept changing all the time. So it was hard for me to, really connect to them. I don't have to connect to a character to enjoy a book necessarily, but I felt like these were characters I really should have cared about, and I kind of just didn't. And there were just some scenes that to me felt really drawn out or just completely unnecessary. There was less of that in the second half of the book, but yeah, I don't know. So it's a 3-star. I'm glad I read it. He's an author I want to read to 0. I'm going to hang on to this because I have all of his books and I want to keep them. So yeah, as of right now, I'm going to hang on to it, but it is a 3-star for me. So I got that one done. So I have read all 3. So, I really like that I have 3 different genres. So we had Red, White, and Royal Blue, which I loved. 5 stars for this one. And this was a romance. And then Heartless by Marissa Meyer was a young adult fantasy, and I really enjoyed this one. I gave this one 4 stars, but I really, really enjoyed it. I've liked everything I've read from Marissa Meyer so far. And then we have the horror with Final Girl Support Group, which ended up being a 3. So I kind of went 5, 4, 3 in that order. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And I liked taking some suggestions from my coworkers and things that they recommend, even around the store. So that was a lot of fun. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you guys are in Barnes & Noble and you see those shelf talkers, do they ever influence you to pick up a book? Or at least pick it up and see what it's about? I would love to know that, because we like to know if that has an impact on your shopping at all, or your interests. And I will see you guys again soon. I hope you have a great day. Bye.